Hello there, good morning. It is Tuesday morning as I begin this, 7:48 in the morning, just dropping my son off, and I need some coffee. I ain't gonna lie, last night I was broken down. And you know what's crazy is I don't even think yesterday's video had a decent stopping point, and I do apologize for that. I meant to film an ending to it, but it all just ended so abruptly because I ended up picking up my son and I was just gassed. So, to share with you guys real quick, the dock job is complete. Homeowner was very happy with everything, even met the neighbor whose dock was in jeopardy due to the broken off piece that we started with yesterday. Nice enough fella. I said, hey, your dock needs some repairs. And he plans on doing that. He said he did. He was going to do it within the next couple of weeks. I said, hey, look, you probably already have somebody lined up to do it, but I'd like to give you my card anyways. He said he was going to do it himself, but he took my card. I introduced myself to him. He didn't even give me his name. No biggie. Shit like that is the norm when you're soliciting services. You get a good sense of if people are interested or not, just based upon how conversations go. But in terms of the dock job that we completed yesterday, super proud of all of the work that we put in. It was grueling by the end of it. Trying to get those last two pillars out, or pylons out, I should say. Pilings. Yo, them bitches were concreted in. Who does that? Maybe that's something you do. I don't know. But anywho, we got the job done. Homeowner was happy. And, you know, we're done. I got to text him. We don't see this guy at all yesterday. Maybe he was at work. He probably was. I sent him pictures showing him that we were completed. And he said, okay, great. Just send me an invoice and I'll get you paid. Or how do you accept payment? And I told him Cash App, PayPal, cash, or check. I'm not even mentioning Venmo. Speaking of which, I'm still waiting on $1,100. I'm going to forget about that by the time that money clears, and that's going to be good to receive. That's going to be really good to receive when it does come through. So I sent him the invoice. I told him those payment options, and he PayPal'd me, so let's talk about it. It was a $2,000 job. He PayPal'd me $2,000. PayPal took $60 in fees just for him to send me the money. Then for me to withdraw the money was another $29. So it was $100 in fees just to get, you know, the money. And then I spent, I'd say roughly $70 on materials. So that $1,300 in profit that I thought I was going to see, turns out it was only like $1,130, which is annoying as shit. But it is what it is. I made $1,100 yesterday. Gene made $400, and it was a relatively smooth day. So glad to know that's done. I've got the proposal put together for this next work: crawl space, drywall repair, fascia boards. Putting that proposal together at $1,700. Probably the guy's not going to go for it, and I'm still trying to adjust the numbers. The drywall repair is $750. The fascia repairs are $600, and then the crawl space ends up only being $350, which I don't like that. The guy wanted this itemized, meaning he can pick and choose what he wants, and obviously he'll probably just take the cheapest job, which ain't even worth my freaking time. Everything has to be at least $500. So I need to go back and adjust those numbers, because to crawl into a house, we need at least, we need top dollar for that. All right, so let's address a couple of other things real quick. Been reading a lot of negative Nancy comments about Joe talks about stuff. It is what it is, man. I ride in the truck and I film. So if you don't like it, don't watch it. And I ain't changing it up, okay? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because you know what they say in relation to that. Go woke. Go, I'm kidding. I'm thinking about that Cracker Barrel shit that's been all over the news. That is insanity. Crazy. But yeah, man, I'm sorry. Look, I do talk a lot. But you know what? I share a wealth of information when I speak. Anytime that I open my mouth and words come out, it is usually gold. Probably should pay. You should probably be paying a subscription to watch this. So, and that's not for everybody. That's only for the people who are trying to say that I talk too much. I should create an OnlyFans for this, or a masterclass. And I ain't trying to say that I'm no master of business, because, hey, things are going good right this second, but I know better than anybody that at the drop of a hat, everything could change. I'm very humbled by the fact that we've been doing a lot of work as of late, and work has been coming through. And if I'm a master of anything, I'm a master of failure. And everything that I'm doing at this point, I'm doing opposite of how I've done it in the past, or at least I'm trying to, so that I don't repeat the same mistakes of the past. Anyways, moving on. Today is going to be Joe the producer today. I ended up putting together the video for the guy, Made Man Mike, the other day. I haven't shared it with anybody because it's just a sample video. It's a pretty decent video. But I shared it with the guy Mike and D. And to be honest, I don't think they really liked it, just to be honest. But that's okay. It was the first time for all of us to get together, and look, for taking what we did and turning it into what I did the best that I could with what we had, and it still came out, in my opinion, really good. It came out exactly the way that I told him it would come out. A little bit like a documentary, a little bit like a reality type of a feel, and an introduction. But they want this guy to be the next Charleston White. And hey, I don't care. If the price is right, the flight's tonight, whatever you're trying to do. I don't particularly agree with Charleston White on many issues, especially as of late, but I'm simply the cameraman. Okay, so my opinion don't mean shit. And you know what? Controversy wins. It really does. They want this guy to be the next Charleston White. He's got some hot takes on some hot topics and all that good stuff. There's even talk of they want me and him to do a podcast together, and we are him and I are the most polar opposites that there are. But again, if the price is right, the flight's tonight. And how's that saying go? It's only gay if you like it. I'm kidding. I just made that up. That is diabolical. All right, so yeah. I'm going to be Joe the producer today. They've given me an agenda. They want me to film completely about one specific topic today, and that is in relation to a rapper by the name of Pusha T. He's a local rapper, and there is a lot of controversy in relation to this guy, in relation to the local community. That may be how we're introducing Made Man Mike to the masses through After Prison Show, through Banky Pound, and then ultimately everybody's following this guy over on his channel. So they want me to focus on the Pusha T situation, and that's going to be, a little bit of a clout grab, which is fine. That's what you have to do. That's what Charleston White does every time. And it would be cool to see this guy turn into something. I feel like it can happen. He definitely is an interesting enough character. He's well-spoken. He's articulate. A lot of the things that he says people won't like, and that's okay. You don't have to like the guy. He can be just as popular from people not liking him as from people actually liking him. So it's the Charleston White way. I'm excited about this project. Filming and creating is always going to be top of the list in terms of what I enjoy doing. And I would love nothing more than to see this become a success, to see this thing turn into everything everybody envisions. However, I do need to say, I do have a little bit of concern because there's a lot of hands in the pot here. And I don't mean that like a financial situation. There's a lot of different ideas. There's my ideas, there's D's ideas, and then there's Mike's ideas. And all of those coming together to create this could get a little murky, but I'm really going to take the back seat on this and just be the pilot. Simply fly the plane. Okay, you give me your ideas, I'll give you minimal input, or only input when asked for, and I'll follow your lead. And maybe that's something I should have been doing a long time ago. Oh yeah, this is really, oh, damn, that is sweet. Yo, when you get a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts and they ask you if you want cream or sugar, that means an entire cup full of sugar. Oh my God, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. How come you ain't wave at me? You waved at that car, but you ain't wave at me. There's a guy just standing there. All right, anyways, let me try to chill out with the Joe Talks About stuff. Let's carry on and see where today's about to take us. 10:12 in the morning, still in the truck talking about stuff. I'm kidding. But no, seriously, I am though. Back up at the filming location where we met Made Man Money Mike. Waiting on them now. I'm the first to arrive. There's a couple of vehicles up here, a couple of people up here. Not really sure what's going on. But we wait. Allegedly, D and everybody's about 5 minutes away. No big deal there. I dressed a little bit more like, you know, a producer. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. Going to try to create some viralness. Probably going to be sharing this over on After Prison Show. I was sharing about it earlier, saying how Banky could be involved in this. I haven't even talked to Banky. But really, this will be definitely up Banky's alley. So quite possibly it could be some utilization there as well. If he's so inclined or interested to be a part of this thing. We'll see how all of this goes. It's going to be the second time filming. I've got one little short that I want to share with them just to show them an idea of some rage bait type of content. Basically, it's a short piece where the guy was talking about how he's never had a job, and then it was talking about this shooting that took place around him where somebody actually tried to kill him. I think they killed his driver, and yeah, all of that. Got 17 miles in the gas tank till empty. Not really sure how long all of this is going to take. I would assume I'll probably put a cool 2 hours on this, maybe a little bit more than that. I definitely don't want to do lunch again today. Lunch turned into freaking 2.5 hours, and I don't like the wheel and deal like that. So it'll be my hope to just grab some footage and then carry on. Nothing else really to report other than I put together the proposal for the guy for the crawl space, the drywall repairs, and the fascia boards, and that quote ended up being $1,850 instead of $1,700, excuse me. So it was $500 for the crawl space work. It was $750 for the, oh, there's Mike right there. $750 for the drywall and $600 for the fascia, and that all came up to a whopping $1,850. Let me get with these guys and do my job. Share more a little later on.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. 10,000 was literally a robbery to myself. That's what I charge, of course, as you know, a client, but taking on the entire issue, I was giving it away.
Dare I ask if you'd be willing to share? You've already said that your retainers...
I said it publicly. I don't mind telling people that if you want to retain my services, I bill my services at $250 an hour, which is really, really inexpensive for what I do. But I bill my services at $250 an hour, and you cannot get my services unless you retain me for a minimum of 40 hours.
That's $10,000 minimum.
Damn, you're good.
In this particular case, the conditional use permit, obviously this is such a larger scale problem that you would have to solve. You had mentioned, you know, because
that was yesterday's price. Yeah. That's an individual consult. My clients come as individuals. As a collective, if I took that as a fee, it would be because I'm trying to be understanding. But ultimately, the workman, the Bible says, is worthy of his hire. And we should never muzzle the ox that treadeth out the grain. Why would you put a muzzle on an ox while he's treading out grain? If you don't muzzle the ox, then he's able to work harder because as he eats and consumes, he's energized. But he's also releasing dung, which is fertilizer. And from that perspective, it's foolish to muzzle the ox that's treading out the grain. Pay me my fare.
What would be your fee for this problem?
Oh my gracious, I don't know. I'd have to see how many businesses are interested in fixing it, because ultimately a fix is a fix. However, the way that the city has set it up, every situation is individual, so it depends on how many individuals would need that service.
Just got home and look at this. Look at these bums over here. Still working on this damn thing. Man, Buddy must have got, oh, I don't know, man. He must have got over 10,000 for that job. I think I'm gonna have to call the city and put in a stop work order over there because I know they ain't have no permit for that deck repair. Anyways, I'm just being a hater. Hey, what's going on? I just got home from filming with Money Mike. I tried to film the drive home, but it got a little road ragey, so I decided to scrap that and start anew. Don't mind all those cups that look like piss on top of my stove right there. That's grease from the bacon. I haven't had a chance to dump that in my neighbor's yard just yet. Joe, where did you get so funny at? I'm kidding about that too. Or am I? You ever wonder why the neighbor's grass ain't growing? Hey, look, I was gonna go do Taco Bell for lunch. I can certainly afford to do so right this second. I'm not rich by any means, but you know, I've made decent money already this week, but we're gonna still be frugal. 40 chicken nuggets. Let's get ready. Put you guys way back here so you can watch me work. Joe talks about stuff. Woo! Joe got the 4-pound bag of the chicken nuggets off the Amazon groceries. So we usually like to do about 3 or 4 handfuls of chicken nuggets. We don't count that. Two is more than enough. Fill the plate up. I ain't shitting you. That's lunch. Hey, that's money, dude. Put them jimmies in for about a good 4 minutes. Now we hydrate while those marinate. We've got the Pepsi Zero Sugar Cherry and Cream. And when I tell you that this shit is all ass, it ain't much short of that. That's for damn sure. So yeah, we went and filmed with Money Mike. That was pretty good. Small world, I also have to say, in relation to that, given who his people know, who I know, and I know some interesting things. Yeah, I do. So yeah, man, Money Mike, we talked about Pusha T. That was supposed to be the topic of discussion today. And it's a very touchy subject, as a matter of fact. Kind of a full circle situation in relation to why this guy would want to talk somewhat negatively about Pusha T. And man, when you hear this guy, you're going to be interested for sure. And he's not just talking. This is a guy who lives this shit. And it's interesting. Like I said, sorry, I'm trying to get all my camera gear out. I got to finish the video for Joe Does Stuff today. And then I got to load up video that we filmed today. There we go. Wow. I like that little portable tripod right there. It's quite helpful for what I do filming with my phone. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of footage to dump. I still got quite a ways to go on today's video too, which is the dock removal job. What an awesome job that was. Unfortunately, I don't have any other work coming through right this second. Hopefully something will. Would like to do some other work, but can't do what we don't got. That's for damn sure.